So many books. So many books. Oof. Okay. Hello. Today I'm doing another booktube video and I will be sharing with you what books I am bringing to college. Now, I'm in a bit of a small room this year, but that's not gonna really stop me from bringing way too many books. I feel like I just need these books in my room. I'm bringing books, almost all of them are ones I have not read yet. I think all of them are ones I haven't read yet, but I want to read soon. I could like bring a little bit at a time and like exchange them, but that's just not who I am. I just want all of them with me, and if it was up to me, I would bring literally that entire bookshelf back there and the one next to it and just bring everything. I am leaving some favorites behind that I want to bring. I'm not bringing any Harry Potter or Percy Jackson or the Mortal Instruments, even though I want all of them and those are all ones I'm interested in rereading. I just don't have the room, unfortunately. Let's get right into it. I have a lot of books here, so I'm probably not going to describe any of them. I'm just going to share which books I am bringing. First I have I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. It's a contemporary. I haven't read it yet, but I really look forward to it. I actually don't even know what this is about, but I'm excited to read it. I've been liking contemporaries more lately, so. I have The Last Date by Laura Pohl. This is an arc that I think comes out in March of next year that I got from work, and it's a sci-fi and I'm super excited to give it a try. Next I have Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, another contemporary. I'm very excited to give it a try. The next one on my pile is Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page, a series I've been wanting to get into for such a long time. It's so popular, so I would really like to see what it's all about. The next one I picked up quite a while ago and still have yet to read, and that is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Roche. It's another fantasy that I would really like to read. The next one was a recent buy, and that is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye, which I cannot wait to read. It looks super interesting. The next one is a classic and a recommendation by my sister, and that is The Little Prince. The next one is actually the next book of a book club that I am in. It is the September book, so I obviously have to bring it, and that is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. The next one is Landline by Rainbow Rowell, one that I've had on my shelf for a couple years, and I would like to get to this one soon. The start of a fantasy series is Fallen Kingdom by Morgan Rhodes. Next is Jackaby by William Ritter. I'm not sure if I'm even saying that title right, but this cover is one of my favorite covers ever, and I haven't even read this book yet, but I'm very excited to give it a try. Next is one I just recently hauled, and that is All That She Can See by Carrie Hope Fletcher. Next I have these two that are the start of a series that were a gift from my dad, and he really wants me to get to reading them because he got them for me a while ago, and I would really like to read them. They look really good. And that is Ranger's Apprentice, The Early Years, The Tournament of Gorlon, and The Battle of Hackham Heath. Those are some mouthful of titles, both by John Flanagan. Next, a very popular one is Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. Next, both from the Throne of Glass series, is Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, both by Sarah J. Maas. I really, really want to start this soon. I love the Sarah J. Maas's other series, so I am sure I will love this one too. Speaking of Sarah J. Maas, I also have A Course of Frost and Starlight by her. Next, I have a book I think I'll be picking up pretty soon. I've just been avoiding it for a little while because it definitely will take me a while, and that is Voyager by Diana Gabaldon. And I love this series. This is the third in the Outlander series. They're so long. There's so many pages in this, and they're pretty dense, so it just takes me a while to read these. So I definitely have to put aside like at least like 3 to 4 weeks to finish these when I'm in school anyway, because I obviously have other things going on. But yeah, also the second one ended on such a cliffhanger, so I don't know how I haven't picked this up sooner. But yeah, this will be pretty soon. Next is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Next is Surprise Me by Sophie Kinsella, another contemporary, but this is actually an adult romance contemporary that I'm very interested to try. Next I have The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid, and I'm very excited to give this one a try to branch out into some more sci-fi novels. Next I have Finding Fraser by Casey Dyer. It is an Outlander-inspired contemporary romance. Next I have Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, a series I'm very excited to read. I think I will love it. Next I have an historical novel, and that is The Hamilton Affair by Elizabeth Cobbs. I've been really liking reading some more about Alexander Hamilton while listening to the Hamilton album on repeat still. Next, another start to a series, because I have an endless amount of first books in a series and I have so many that I need to start, and that is The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. I just recently read Eru Shah by her and I loved it. I loved her writing, so I think even though this one is a different age group, I think I still very much enjoy her writing style. I think she's very talented. Next, as another attempt to branch out into something else, I have The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I'm sorry I messed up the name, but this is an adult thriller, so I'm very excited to give that a try. Next, I have A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, a series I really want to get into because it's going to be a TV show soon. Next, instead of a series I haven't started, I have a series I want to finish, which is 10,000 Skies Above You by Claudia Gray. Then I have Caraval by Stephanie Garber, one that is very popular and I think I would also really enjoy. The next three are a few by Rick Riordan. If it was up to me, I would bring all of my Rick Riordan books, if you can see them back there, because I have a lot and I love them all and I like to have them with me, but I think there's like probably over a dozen of them and I just don't have the room for a dozen hardbacks. I have the third book in the Magnus Chase series, which is The Ship of the Dead. Then I have two of the Apollo series. I have number 2, which is The Dark Prophecy, and number 3, which is The Burning Maze. Then I have a couple by Jane Austen. I have Emma, Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice. The reason I'm bringing the 3 of these is I have formed a Jane Austen book club on my Instagram where we are reading a Jane Austen book a month from September to March, I believe, and these are the 3 that I currently own. I have 2 writing books, which is 90 Days to Your Novel by Sarah Domet and How to Craft Superbad Villains, 13 Steps to Evil, Sasha Black. That's a really long title, I can't remember it all. Next, to continue on in the Red Queen series, I have Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. Then I have The Wrath in the Dawn by Renee Audier. That is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. Next, I have Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo, and I have a signed copy, which I really like. Also by Leigh Bardugo, I have Shadow and Bone. Then I have Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie, which I bought last Halloween to have like a Halloween read and then completely forgot that I bought it, so I'm going to do it this year as a Halloween read. Then I have A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallero. Then I have 2 books by Alexander Bracken. I have Passenger and I have The Darkest Minds. I would like to read this and then finally see the movie. Next, this is I think the only book, one of the only books in my pile that I have read before, but technically I read the hardback and this is the paperback of Zenith by Sasha Ellsberg and Lindsay Cummings. I got the paperback. I'm not someone who buys a lot of doubles of books, sort of, but I did really want the paperback in this one and I feel like I should reread it and read the paperback, even though I'm fully aware it's all the same content on the inside. But, I mean, I own this, might as well put it to use. By Sava Tahir, I have An Ember in the Ashes and Torch Against the Night, the first and second book in this series. Then by Lisa McMahon, I have Visions. This is a bind-up of books called Crash, Bang, and Gasp, I believe, or... yeah, I think those are 3 different books and they're just all put together in this. And I have The Falconer by Elizabeth May. Then another Halloween read, I believe, is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I think it'll be really good like vibe for reading during Halloween because it's about Jack the Ripper. I have Wicked by Gregory Maguire. We are on the last pile, finally. I have the sequel of The Dazzling Heights by Catherine McGee. It is such an enthralling series. It's just so much fun. Is The Young World by Chris Weitz and The New Order by Chris Weitz, which is a series that looks really interesting. Next, I have Aragon by Christopher Poloni, which is one I'm definitely going to bring because I really want to get into this world. I just think I really missed out as a kid on the hype of this series. It just was never on my radar for some reason, probably because I was so into Percy Jackson that I didn't see anything else, but I would say this is somewhere along those lines, so I would really like to go back and read this. And the very last book on this list is Cinder by Marissa Meyer, which is a book I've had on my shelf for ever, really, and I have not read it yet, but my friend is currently reading it and she's really liking it. Maybe that'll be the final push for me to finally pick it up, because I do want to. I think it looks really good. So those are all my books. I can't even attempt to hold them all like I did in my book haul, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Some of these might get put back on my shelf at home depending on what fits in the box and like if I change my mind on anything. But yeah, I know that it's a lot and like it's sort of unnecessary in some way to bring this many books, but it's not unnecessary to me. I want them, so I'm gonna bring them. And I still read a fair amount during the school year, obviously less than in the summer, but I do still get a lot done reading, because anytime I'm not either at the gym, doing homework, or in class, I'm probably reading. So I'm excited to try and read as many of these books as I can. My thing right now, I'm going to try and get through all the books that I own that I haven't read and read them, decide whether I want to keep them or get rid of them before I start going and buying a bunch of new books, because I went a little crazy the last couple months with the amount of books I have bought. So I think I need to chill out. I'm not calling it a book buying ban, but it's a little bit of a ban. So I'm going to try my best to get through the books that I do already own and read those before I start buying more books. I hope you enjoyed it. I upload every Sunday reading vlogs and other book related stuff and other fandom and makeup and whatever I feel like doing stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!